Welcome to Wild Bill's Garage, Motorcycles North, Part 2, How and Why. We join Wild Bill, already in progress, desperately trying to get to beautiful British Columbia and get to the real north. Thanks, Bill. There's Oroville, I mentioned, and a couple other places here that come up, but you're going to end up winding around, and it's going to depend on your schedule. All beautiful, excellent roads. But for making time and still seeing things, this is what I would recommend. Come up on the I-5, go to Vancouver, and I'll just make it more of a mess than it already is. Go up to 99. Up to 99. It will come out to the 97. And the secondary one, which is probably even better, would be up to Bonner's Ferry in here, and then up to Cranbrook in BC, up to 95 to the parks. This is the second route I would recommend. This one's going to come out at mile 0. This one's going to come out at Prince George. So Vancouver to Whitehorse, 2,500 km. Parks in summertime, lots of tourists, but you're on a motorcycle. That's what the right hand is for, passing tourists. Really, you'll have no problem making a good time once you pass your Radium and some of the places in the park where the animals gather. Not a problem at all. If you can come up to 95, go right to Dawson Creek, mile 0. You don't want to miss that. Go up the Alaska Highway to your northern destination. When you come home, go down the Stuart Cassiar and come down this way through the 99. If you're coming from Eastern Canada, you can't lose because you got to go through a park. That's the Edmonton Highway, and the Calgary Highway. You got to go through a park. You're going to go through these parks either way. It's a win-win. Okay, that's some of the old blackboard thing here. I'll do a little bit more on Google to show us what's going on. Can you really see what the hell is going on there? I can. But then I've been on these roads more time than probably 99.9% of you. You'll figure it out when you get here. It's a great ride. You'll have fun. And you won't regret it. And you won't forget. So, to put it in a nutshell, on the west side from here, on the east side from here, and that still gives you all the mountains. And this gives you the parks. And you want to go through the parks. Okay? That covers that pretty simply. Let's go now to the decisions of Prince George. It's a pretty simple decision because you can't lose. You're going to do the Northern Circle. That's what I call it. So you're going to go up the Alaska Highway and you're going to come down the Stuart Cassiar, or you're going to go up the Stuart Cassiar and come down the Alaska. That's the way to do it. Depending on, they're all paved. The only gravel you will be seeing is from construction. It's a win-win situation. You can't go wrong there. That'll be your only decision. The other thing is, Dawson Creek is mile 0. So when you get to Chetwynd, you look at the highway markers, the Highway 97. Just stay on Highway 97. Mile 0. If you don't see this, you're not going to lose any. I mean, it's a great ride, but you want to do mile 0. You got to be kidding me. Why would you drive by mile 0? I don't know what Google's thinking here. They're trying to give you a shortcut. They're not tourists. So that's what you want to do. Take up Prince George to Dawson Creek, then wind your way up. Or from Prince George, go across over to the Junction, Stuart Cassiar Junction, which just past Hazelton here, and go straight up the Stuart Cassiar Highway 37 and come down the other way. It's a vice versa highway. It's perfect. Now just to cover some of this, from PG you go up. This is all, starts getting empty after PG. You're going to notice right after Prince George, they call it PG for short, that wow, I am in the middle of nowhere. But Fort St. John's a pretty large community. Dawson Creek's a large community. You want to win. Pink Mountain. Got to stop at Pink Mountain. They have the joke for us used to be, stop for cold coffee and warm sandwiches. But it's gotten, I can't say it's gotten bigger, but it's gotten busier because the oil and gas industry is just huge in this area now. So Pink Mountain is a very busy place, and this is moose country. People come here to hunt all the time. This is moose. I mean, we talked to a guy in Buckinghorse who told us and I'm not a hunter. I don't hunt anymore, but he shot a 180 pound wolf. 180 pound. Like, people say, oh, my Rottweiler can eat a wolf. I don't think those people really know what a wolf is. It eats dogs for food. Anyways, this is where you're going to be, and you might get lucky and see a wolf, but probably they're pretty smart and they don't like us. You can't blame them. All we do is shoot them and trap them. So Prophet River, small places. Fort Nelson, that's a good sized community there. Tires, I don't know for sure. Once you leave those up the highway, it's going to be hard to find bike tires for sure. You want to make sure you got good rubber when you leave PG. That's one of the major places for checking your bike over. Toad River, that's a great place to stop and eat. 3,000, 4,000 hats on the roof. Neat little place. Then you're going to come up into Munchell Lake, and that's that eerie, beautiful, haunting ride along the river, the lake there. It's just, you'll remember that the rest of your life. That's, you remember all this anyways, but Munchell, the park there, Stone Mountain Park, just a tremendous park. Now here's where you're going to start to see the bison more and more along the side of the road. Liard River, it's just around here a little ways. You're going to run into Hot Springs. Liard River Hot Springs, they got a lodge. They got the campground. It's $5 a head for the, it was last year, 2016, $5 a head for the pool. Overflow parking, like it's got everything. It's expensive gas, everything you would expect for being in the middle of nowhere. A very, very nice place. You don't want to miss the hot springs unless you're in a real hurry. Like, just soak some. It is so cool. I mean, it's 8 hours from where we live in Whitehorse, and it's people go there just for the weekend because it's so cool. So as you're riding up, you're going to go through a lot of quick little gas stations. Not lots of wrong word. You're going to see a few quick little gas stations. You'll be in the Yukon, back into BC, back into the Yukon. Watson Lake. That's the signpost place. That's where those thousands of signs. If you have a sign saying you're from Butt Rub Nowhere, put it up. Although your Butt Rub Nowhere probably will gonna have to be pretty good to compare to this Butt Rub Nowhere, because this is a pretty nice Butt Rub Nowhere. Then you're gonna come along and you'll pass the 37. So there you are. That's up the Alaska Highway. Big wide highway. Bears, bison, might see moose. Now if you grab the other highway, which you're going to, I'll be very, very disappointed in you if you don't do both highways. Very, very disappointed, unless of course you say you're going to come back. But you know what? Life is short, and things come out of left field and tend to circumvent your plans. So if you're coming up this way, do both. These are simple. They're paved. They're fun. Now this road here, you're going to go up Highway 16 from PG, Vanderhoof, Burns Lake. These are all great little communities. These are little cities. Smithers, super awesome, super beautiful place. You're really getting into the rugged mountains around there. You're going to come up a little bit more, and you're going to see the Stuart Castar Junction. It's on the way to Prince Rupert. Another little ride you can do. But as most people are in a bit of a, I'm not going to say in a hurry, but they've got to time out their days. Go to Stuart Castar Junction, Highway 37. It's a big place. Semis, motorcycles, people, right just next to the big bridge that you're going to cross. Super place to get to check everything over, make sure your bike's ready to go, because you're going to be on it's a lonely highway, but it's not an isolated highway, let's put it that way. And you're going to cross, Kitwonga's just a bit off the road, but we always go through Kitwonga. It goes right back to the 37, just to have a look at it. Great views of the mountains from there on a good day. Wow. So then you're on the Stuart Castar Highway. And there's not much of anything on there, but there's gas. Gas is never an issue. Mesiadin Junction, that's a great little stop, gas station, food and all that. And then you can go over to Hyder, about an hour's ride. Hyder, Alaska, where people get hyderized or shit-faced. I think that means the same thing. That's where the Everclear and stuff is. Stewart, BC, nice little ride. BMW has I don't know if it's every year, but last year my brother was up at a BMW ride day or something up in Hyder. It was tremendous. BMWs everywhere. Mesiadin, that's where we picked the dead woodpecker out of my tire that rode on my front tire for half an hour. Yeah, that was weird. And also on this highway, my wife slaughtered 3 birds in one day. Accidentally, of course. She's a gentle soul. But there's no shoulder here on the 37 compared to the Alaska Highway, which is big and wide. They're both highways, but this one has no shoulder. It's much narrower, and you're going to see the birds whizzing by you constantly, and bears. You're going to run into all kinds of things. So Bell 2, you can get gas there, goodies. Not much. Tatoga, oh, I love that place. They got the stuffed mooses in there, and they got the fairly new hotel and motel, I think it is, and the good food right on the water there. A lot of kayakers are up in there. Iskut, don't blink. There's nothing there. Not going to get nothing there. Dease Lake, that's a community. You'll find records and garages and things there. Again, probably not motorcycle tires. Good luck. All little tiny communities. Jade City's right around here somewhere, right across from Cassiar. Very few people drive up there anymore unless they got lots of time. But Jade City, there's a place on the left, a place on the right, and you can get goodies. And I believe you can actually hotel there too. They do have a hotel. We actually called there and got a reservation once. They don't even take your name and say, yeah, all right, see you later. Sure. It's pretty cash. And then you're going to be coming up and you'll be a half hour west of Watson Lake if you did for some reason want to go back to Watson Lake and see the signs for whatever reason. And there's gas, big junction right here. And then you're going to ride along Swift River. You're going to see Rancheria. You're going to be back into BC up to eventually Teslin. Just across the bridge, there's a place there, Teslin. I can't remember the name. There's only two places there really that serve gas and food. I think they're both good. We've often stopped at the one on the right as you go up north. It's the goodies, the food is. I get excited going there to eat because this is truck driver food, but it's homemade truck driver food on the entire highway. And yeah, you better have your wallet with you because remember everything's trucked up here. Everything. Up along Teslin Lake, huge. Big fishing up here. Johnson's Crossing, just past the big bridge. Really a tiny little turnoff, but they got gas and a wicked little bakery in there. You just wouldn't believe there's a bakery in there when you're going for gas. Johnson's Crossing, a major place for people to put their rafts in and get in the water to go up the river to Dawson. Jake's Corner, then you're basically on to Marsh Lake and on to Whitehorse. Now let's go from Whitehorse, which is a community that's big enough to have your bike tires. They got tours, your motorcycle shops, parts, everything you need. This is the capital of the Yukon. 37,000 people in the Yukon. 33,000 of them or 32,000 of them live here. So we have pretty much all the amenities. But let's pause for a sec because I had to get to Google to do its magic. From Whitehorse, you're going to go up. You can go up this way too, to Destruction Bay, Beaver Creek, through Haines Junction there, up to Toke, and that will take you up to your Prudhoe Bay ride. You can go that way. I always go. I've not done the Prudhoe Bay ride. We've not done that yet, and it's on the bucket list, but it's near the bottom because it's a truck route. I'm a retired truck driver. If you don't know what a truck route is, you will know what a truck route is when you get up there. There's a lot of trucks on it. Now, Whitehorse, you're going to go up to Carmack's, Pelly. You're headed for the historic city of Dawson City, which I believe is on the United Nations UNESCO heritage site list right now. They're trying to get it listed. Anyways, it's a city you're going to go up there and there's going to be like 1,500 people maximum there wandering around the town. And that's on a busy day in tourist season. And if you think back in the 1800s, I mean, there was 40,000 people down on that riverbank. So that is quite a place to visit. Great little, they got the dredge there, they got the museums. It's right on the big river. And you're half an hour, you'll pass the Dempster turnoff just to get there. From there, though, you can take the top of the World Highway to Little Gold, Jackway Chicken, and again do your Prudhoe Bay. That's a great ride. Ferry's going to be open soon, and you'll be able to run the ferry across the river and go up there. That's a nice ride. But what we have done up to now, and we probably will continue to do for a while because I just love this ride, is Dempster Highway. Once you leave Dawson City here, I don't drink, but for a lot of people, once you sober up and you get your bike looked at again, get everything organized, go over it well, because now you're headed up to really butt rub nowhere. And that's going to be Dempster Highway, which is right there's the gas station, mile zero, gas up. 370 kilometers later, you're going to be in, come on, Eagle Plains. That's about a 6-7 hour ride. There's really nothing but a few campgrounds in between, and I mean nothing. Eagle Plains, though, you've got food, hotel, camping, whatever you need. Very friendly folks, wonderful place. And then the second day, you'll hit the signs. We're about here, Arctic Circle, Northwest Territory signs. So if you make it to here, you've at least made the signs. And that can be done in a day easy. From Dawson, it's 7-8 hours to there. Maybe a little bit more to come back to Eagle Plains. You can do that in a day if that's what your schedule is. But if you've got more time, and some people ride, I've talked to them, they go right from Dawson right to Inuvik, but it can be like 14 hours. And you better hope it don't rain. Because it's not it's more rare, but it's not unusual to have helicopters fly people out of here when things go wrong in the rain. And usually they go wrong in the rain. Yeah, because it turns into soap dish and mud. It's not a good road in the rain. Now the second day you've got to brake for gas because Fort McPherson, even though it's the same distance, 370k up to here, is the first day from Eagle Plains to Inuvik. Fort McPherson's just about in the middle, and there's the Peel Ferry and the Mackenzie River Ferry. They're free ferries. They'll take you across the big rivers. You'll hit Fort McPherson, and don't blink, it's on the left. They do have gas there. Get your coffee, gas, or whatever. It's a very small community, but you can get your staples, and then if you have a staple gun, and then you can wander right up to Inuvik. Now the road, that's as far as we went. At that time, even now, you could have to take a boat, 5-hour ride to Tuck, or have to fly in. But the road is done. Everything I've read on the CBC sites, everything says the road is done, but not prepped enough for tourists or business. It's supposed to be fall of this year, 2017, or spring 2018. You'll be able to ride to Tuck, and that's top of Western Canada, the top you can ride to. You can go a little further north to Prudhoe Bay, so that is a bit further north. But again, that's the truck route one. So there you are. Dawson up to Inuvik. I think we've covered everything. I'm not going to cover much of the Northwest Territories. The Northwest Territories I find are from here on even, the road was bland. Once you got into Northwest Territories, bland's the wrong word, I guess. But it's just wider. The trees are 7 feet tall. It's flat. There's several 20-kilometer straight stretches. It's just, to be that far north in the middle of nowhere and ride straight for 20 kilometers, you're wondering where you are. It's like, whoa. But we saw Arctic fox up there. It's pretty cool. So there's our little overview of everything. Wild Bill's Garage. I'm on all the social media if you did have any queries or anything. Whitehorse is your big stop where you're going to get everything you need, like tires and such. That's for sure. After that, you're either going into Alaska or you're coming back to Whitehorse because you're not going to find much up here. That's the way it is. That's how it is, as Grandpa always says. Okay, you guys all have a great day, and hope this helps somebody. Over and out.
Listen to the horseflies. Let's get out of here.
Hang on, I'm getting a view of your...
Here's my windscreen.
That's all calcium spray.
Yeah.
Oh my fuck, you got her good. He really got you. Oh, we're all getting her now. Northwest Territory roads. Over and out.